Hi all, welcome back to our channel. Myself Jasna AK, working as an assistant professor in economics. In this video, we are going to discussing about the topic canons of taxation. As we all know that tax is a compulsory contribution to the state revenue which is levied by the government on its individual. So, when the government imposes all kind of taxation, the government has to follow certain kinds of rules and principles. So, these rules and principles of a taxation is known as the canons of taxation. So, in simply, we can define canons of taxation is that the characteristics or the qualities which a good taxation can possess. It is known as the canons of taxation. Okay. And the famous classical economist Adam Smith has introduced a certain set of canons of taxation in the year 1776. He mainly introduced only 4 kinds of canons of taxation. They are canon of equality, canon of certainty, canon of convenience, and canon of economy. But these 4 are not enough. So, there can be another canons of taxation also. Some of them are canon of simplicity, canon of diversity, canon of productivity, and canon of elasticity. Okay. So, let us discuss each and every one in detail. First, we have to cover the 4 canons of taxation which are developed by Adam Smith. So, let us move on to the topic, the canons of taxation developed by the Adam Smith. So, first one is canon of equality. By this canon, Adam Smith means that the taxation process should be as equal, which means the imposing of the taxation should be on the basis of the ability to pay of the taxpayers. We know that rich people are able to pay more when comparing to the poor people. So, the government has to impose high tax rate on the rich people and low tax rate upon the poor people only when it becomes as equal. So, when the government has decided to impose the taxation, they want to keep in mind about the principle of equality. Okay, so it is an important feature of taxation. And the next one is canon of certainty. It is a crucial principles of taxation. This canon implies that the taxation should have some structure or certain plans regarding the taxation system and the income from the part of the government. So, the taxpayers has to inform earlier about the amount of taxation they have to pay, in which time they have to pay the taxation and the manner of payment also, and only when the taxation becomes success, otherwise it will lead to corruption in the tax administration. Okay, these all are about the canon of certainty. Next one is canon of economy. We know that tax is the main source of state revenue. So, the cost of collecting a tax should be as minimum as possible. Otherwise, it will be a wastage to the government. So, a tax which require a high administrative cost or it accompanied with a unusual delays, the government must want to avoid such kind of taxation. Okay, it should be as economical in nature. It is known as canon of economy. And the fourth one is canon of convenience. Canon of convenience means that a tax system should provide a high degree of convenience both for government and taxpayers also, because otherwise it will lead to misinformation or misguidance. It should be convenient for both the taxpayers and the government. For example, if the income tax is imposed by the government on the time of the salary receiving of the individual, it is convenient for the individual to pay for it. Otherwise, it will become a burden for them. Okay, so it should be convenient. These are the 4 canons of taxation introduced by Adam Smith. They are canon of economy, canon of equality, canon of convenience, and canon of certainty. It is an important topic in related with the public revenue. Okay, So you have to understand all about these 4 canons of taxation. It is an important area. And as we mentioned earlier that there are also other kind of canons exist. They are canon of simplicity, canon of productivity, canon of elasticity and canon of diversity. Canon of simplicity means that the method of tax collection must be simple as possible. Okay, if it is complex, it will lead to a lot of confusions and it will create a lot of misinformations to the taxpayers, and it will also lead to hinders the taxpayers from paying for it. So it should be a simple and easy to understand. That is all about the canon of simplicity. And the next one, canon of productivity, which states that the revenue we have collected through the taxation should be used for some productive activity or production purposes. Okay, and it will be used for economic growth of the country. Otherwise, it will be a wastage. And the third one is canon of elasticity. Canon of elasticity means that the taxation structure should be as flexible. Okay, because we know that the ability of the taxpayers will vary according to their ability to pay. So the government want to understand that and how to take initiative according to the ability of the taxpayers. According to their income or economic conditions, the government wanted to increase or decrease the taxation structure. It is canon of elasticity. And the third one is canon of diversity. Canon of diversity means that the government has to charge the taxation in different ways. Okay, it should be in diverse in nature. Okay, it is canon of diversity, and canon of diversity will help to improve our economic growth and investment policies. So it is all about our topic. Today we have discussed about canons of taxation. Canon of taxation is nothing but the guiding principles and rules of a tax structure. We can summarize that the canon of taxation is the secret behind the success of a taxation system. Okay, and further we discussed about the 4 canons which are developed by Adam Smith. They were canon of equality, canon of economy, canon of certainty and canon of convenience. And there were other kinds of canons of taxation are also existed. They were canon of simplicity, productivity, diversity and elasticity. So let us wind up this session. Hope you understand well, and if you have any queries, please comment on this video. So thank you.